Yes, guys, welcome back to Shootout. Premier League Predictions is here. We know that you lot absolutely adore, you love this series each and every week. Last week, I got myself 3 points. I did comprehensively beat Eunice, but this week, he is back. He's been sending me little revenge messages. He was put fireworks outside my room last night just to, ruin my sleep patterns a little bit. He's trying to admit he didn't do that, but it gets serious, okay? There were fireworks going out of my bedroom window last night, and I know it was Eunice just trying to disrupt the flow. Mate, we've got some big games this week, and we start with the Merseyside Derby. I'm not even going to give you a chance to defend yourself. You can if you want. Go on then. Fine, I will. Go.
I prefer not to speak. And then he's about to just spit his water out. No fireworks were harmed in the process.
No fireworks were harmed in the making of this.
But Liverpool Everton. Well, we start with a bang. We start with fireworks because the Merseyside Derby, which, by the way, there will be a watch along for that on here. So make sure you guys are tuned in and we will do that for you guys. It's going to be an interesting one. And why? Because the Merseyside Derby, no matter what the levels of the teams are, you always feel it's a derby. It's not like, I'll give an example. The Man City Man United game that went by just last game week, right? Doesn't feel like a derby like it used to, and that's mainly just because of, I guess, Man United. But no matter what the level of Liverpool Everton, that's always a derby. You know, you feel it and they play like it. So that's going to be one hell of a game. I think for this, form goes out the window. It's going to be an interesting one at Anfield.
Well, form is suggesting that both teams are kind of ready and prepared for this one. Yeah. Liverpool just can't stop winning, can't stop scoring late goals. Everton look, I think, head and shoulders above where they were for the majority of maybe the last 5-6 years. To be fair, they made some good signings. They've got some players in fantastic form. Be obvious again to mention Grealish. Last week they drew, but it wasn't. I don't think they're going to be turning their nose up at a draw against Aston Villa at this point in time. But my question is this going to raise Liverpool's game even more than normal? Like, how are Liverpool going to react to a very intense win against Atletico Madrid? Like, it was a full-on 90 minutes, that game, wasn't it? It would have taken a lot out of the team. I'd be inclined to say that this could end a draw, but I think that is more just me trying to not wave goodbye to the title. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, every game that goes by, I'm like, Liverpool are just like, they're just going to win it. They're just going to win it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, logically, look, they're at home, they're favourites, and no matter what, they find a way towards the end somehow. Now, like I've argued this before, are they going to keep that up? It's not easy to keep that up for the whole season. Even harder to do it in a derby day against Everton. I agree with you. I'm more inclined to think this could end up a draw, and I think it's because Everton will give Liverpool a really good run for their money. I think on Derby Day, Everton actually show up. They just do, and I think they've actually got more reason to now with some of their players that they have. We've spoken about Grealish before. We've spoken about the impact that Dewsbury Hall could make. I think David Moyes as a whole at Everton has done really well to stabilise the ship and actually add to it, you know. Basically, go back to basics a little bit and then start again from there. Everton have done well. So I'm inclined to think, how are Liverpool going to react physically? Are they going to be a bit tired? I think they will be, but you know what? When it's a derby day, you don't think like that. I think they might end up putting in 100%, even if they don't feel like it, they will. And then the game after that is where we might see Liverpool suffer a little bit, because I think this is a game, it's not a game where you can't not show up. You have to.
I think you've got a good point. Could be that.
So, whose go is it to make the predictions this time? I'm not getting yellow card again.
I've got one in my head straight away. I'm convinced by this score. I think this is a 3-pointer for me immediately. So I'll just be rude and just take it, mate. I'm going to say Liverpool 2, Everton 1. I think Liverpool will do it again. I think they will score a goal I don't think it'll be as late as we've seen. I think it'll be like the 78th minute. 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool.
Yeah.
I'm going 2-2.
2-2. Oh, okay. So we're in for a good stream at least tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow lunchtime.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So let's go to Brighton versus Tottenham. This is also fascinating because Spurs are. I've got nothing but I hate this. Like, do you know what my mate sent me? Have you heard the song, mate? Have you heard their Xavi Simons song?
They've got a Xavi Simons song.
I'm not going to sing it just because I'm just not going to sing it. If you know, you know.
What are the lyrics? What are the quotes?
No, that's what I'm saying. We're not going to go through the quotes because it would just get clipped up. It's not worth it. But it's not nice. It's not nice as a Chelsea fan. Hearing
we're mentioned.
Xavi Simons. Yeah, of course we are.
Oh, okay.
We're mentioned multiple times in the song. If you just do your research, that's all I'll say.
Well, it's nice that they finally, jumped on the bandwagon because we got bored just singing about Willian for over a decade. So,
I think it's more than fair, and I think they at the moment the ship is starting to move. The sails are in motion. Tottenham are. I don't know, mate. Am I giving them to you? Because I feel like when we talk about Tottenham, be it in the Champions League predictions or the weekend review from last week, you're pretty convinced that it is just a little purple patch, aren't you?
For Tottenham as a whole, I don't want to say a purple patch as in like, they're going to fall off. I don't think they'll fall off. They're not going to win every game. They are going to lose games. They are going to lose games. I think there will be moments of inconsistency from Tottenham, right? This could be one of them. Brighton at home are more than capable against, let's say, big side. And I think Brighton will be looking at Tottenham as a big side, right?
Yeah.
That's where Brighton actually thrive. And we saw that just earlier on in the season where they welcomed Man City and got the job done. And I feel like Tottenham, as better as they are compared to last season under Ange with Thomas Frank now, and we talked about this defensively as well, Brighton will find ways through. And this is where, and have Tottenham not lost? Oh no, they have lost. They've lost one game.
Bournemouth,
They lost Bournemouth. Well, add another loss.
Sure score. What's it going to be?
I'm going to go Brighton. Oh, should I be bold? Should I be bold? Not? Should I not?
This would be a big 3 points. I mean, not that it's worth any more if Spurs lose, but we can make that a rule if you want to. But just go on, be bold.
I'm going to be bold. I'm going to say Brighton 3, Tottenham 1.
I love it. I really love it. I want to sacrifice these points to you already. I'm going to go... I don't think Spurs will win this game because, again, Champions League football, big squad though. I think it's going to finish 2-2. I'm going to take your score from the Liverpool game and say that is going to be the scoreline here at Brighton. What about Burnley and Forest?
How exciting.
Do you know what? I think it kind of is because I think with Forest, each week, I'm like, are we going to get that Ange entertainment value? Now that it's not Spurs, like I can appreciate Ange for what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like I think we're not going to see boring Forest games like we did maybe last season. And like I don't know if it's always boring. Like I'm more of like I can appreciate a defensive team. Like I've watched Chelsea under Mourinho. I've watched Chelsea under a lot of defensive managers. Like I love it. Just win. That's all I care about. I think this will be a boring game. I think it could be quite dull. But I think Burnley have been quite impressive. I've actually been really impressed with all of the promoted teams. And I think Burnley will win 1-0.
You know what's mad? You're thinking on the same wavelength as me here. Nottingham Forest, who had a poor midweek, right? Very poor. They lost to Swansea and got knocked out. That tells you everything you need to know about where it seems like Nottingham Forest are right now. There's a bit of instability and Ange is trying to find his feet and the team are trying to find their feet. There's a transition in terms of the style of football, in terms of how they're playing. It's a complete opposite to how they were under Nuno. That's where Burnley could take an advantage because Burnley against Liverpool at home done a very good job. Very good job. And they were pretty unlucky because of the actions of one player. That's why they lost that game. It wasn't because of Burnley. It was because of Hannibal Lecter. Yep. Do you know what I mean? So I think if Burnley show up with the same sort of our funnily enough keyword now on the channel, resilience, right?
Resilience. Big up, Harry.
Then you know what? Burnley might win too, and I agree with you there. I'm gonna go Burnley to win 1-0 as well.
All right. Well, the last time we both picked the same score,
it worked.
You know what the score was. It was a 1-0 home win for Fulham last week. So we'll see if that one comes through again. West Ham versus Palace. I'll let you take the lead on this one as it is your score first.
West Ham, London Derby Palace. Again. London Derby. And you know what? This is a chance for Palace to I wouldn't say get themselves back on track. They are on track. But this is a chance for them to put the final nail in the coffin. I don't know if there's much of a rivalry between West Ham and Palace. Like, I know, West Ham Tottenham, West Ham Chelsea, West Ham Palace. Historically, I don't know if there's been much of a thing. I do know historically off the pitch, South London and East London didn't used to get along very well. So I wouldn't be surprised if there is. But on a footballing level, maybe there's some bragging rights at play. And I feel like Palace are in enough good rhythm right now to go to the London Stadium and just end it. Now, Palace had a game in midweek against Millwall. Now that's a South London clash, proper in the cup. Went to penalties. In fact, Millwall gave them a very, very good game, right?
Yeah.
And Palace got the job done. Prior to that, we saw Palace win away from home 3-0, but we also saw Palace draw at home against Sunderland in that dire 0-0 nothing that happened, where we spoke about that in our last review.
Yeah.
I'm expecting Palace to go to West Ham and actually get a job done here. And I feel like not just on the basis of West Ham, but on the basis of Palace, but on the basis of West Ham, they've been atrocious. And their last game at home where they lost 3-0 to Spurs told you everything you need to know. They're vulnerable. Very, very, very vulnerable right now. It's toxic. The fans are not expecting anything. If Palace get that first goal, it's a wrap. So,
yeah, if Palace go 1-0 up, I think it's definitely over. What do you think the score's going to be?
I'm going Palace to win 2-1.
2-1. So West Ham will score. I'm going with a 1-0 Palace. And I think that it doesn't matter what the scoreline is here. If it's a big result, like he might get fired before the end of the game, and we might actually see a storyline like no other. Like Graham Potter's going to be expecto patroning him back up to the flipping West Ham board box, and he's going to be like, "Nah, mate, at least give me till 90 minutes." So I don't see anything other than Palace winning. Like Glasner is a great manager. They're very organised. I think actually this is as bad as it could be for West Ham right now. If anything, West Ham would rather be playing a chaotic team and just hope for the best right now. I don't think playing a team as organised as Palace is what West Ham need.
I agree.
I think Palace will win 1-0.
I agree. And if anyone needs a chant, right, because there's a possibility, it seems, for maybe Potter to get sacked in the tunnel, it's not you're getting sacked in the morning, it's you're getting sacked in the tunnel.
It's coming. It's coming. It could do. It really is going to happen.
You're getting sacked at half time.
Yeah. I think there's got to be, there's always going to be, it's fun, isn't it? Like to think about the Premier League and how like over history, there's just been moments that you just can't even believe actually happened.
Yep.
I feel like something crazy like that will happen one day. Like a manager gets genuinely fired during the match. And it could be done. If Crystal Palace go 2 or 3-0 up here in the first half,
that's a wrap.
The stadium will empty. People will evaporate out of that Olympic ground.
Literally.
Wolves versus Leeds, mate. This could be one of two ways. This could be dire because Wolves are in dire need right now. Eric Dyer need. And Leeds United just don't really know how to score many goals and just don't look that good going forward. So this could be a 0-0. But I'm just going to throw my prediction straight out the gate and say I think Wolves will get a result here, which sees them on the board for the season. Wolves 1, Leeds 1. That's what I think it's going to be.
Okay, I get your logic, because West Ham, well, not West Ham, sorry. I mean, they've been poor, but Wolves have been atrocious. Wolves lost every game. How many? Actually, you know what? I'm going to check this up. How many flipping goals have they even scored? They've scored.
Check the old telly football, the new teletext app.
Come on. Oh, they've scored 2 goals and let in 9. Brilliant.
Yeah,
so,
that's shocking, mate.
This is the thing. Like, they're playing at home. They're playing against a Leeds side who were promoted, right? And this is their opportunity to get points on the board. If you're not doing it in this sort of game, right, then you're not doing it ever.
I've just noticed something.
What?
Aston Villa haven't scored a goal yet.
What?
What? No
oh my
way.
God! Yeah, Villa haven't scored.
Mad, bro.
And they're sitting 19th, correctly so. So yeah, we'll come to Villa in a sec.
Sorry,
because that's
like what?
That's unbelievable. But Wolves have an opportunity here to get something. If this was away from home, again, I'd write it off and I'd go Leeds win. And there's still a part of me that's thinking, you know what, the trend is going to continue because Wolves are a mess. But the Premier League. isn't so black and white like that. And I think, this is where Wolves, I'm looking to Wolves with an expectation that, look, you're going to get something. So I share your sentiment. And I'm going to agree here and say, I'm going to say 1-1 as well.
Well, we're doing a lot of scratching each other's backs today, as they say in the game, mate, in the trade.
Yep.
We know what the next match is. This is one that does need a little bit of talking about. It's Manchester United versus Chelsea.
Oh, boy.
It is the ground that Chelsea cannot buy a win at for love nor money. But surely, this has got to be the day, hasn't it?
Surely.
Come on, bro. It's gotta be.
Like, we're not playing Manchester United here. We are playing United of Manchester.
Manchester Mudford.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like we're playing Man United because, respectfully, when we look in the history books or the heritage that United have, this isn't United. It's just not. But the truth is, it is. And we're going to Old Trafford, and I don't feel like we should let the occasion get to us in terms of the ground, Old Trafford, the name, Manchester United. That doesn't mean anything right now. And that's the mentality we need to go in with. Yes, there's levels of respect for an opponent, but not respect as in, oh, you are a massive institution. No, Man United right now are not acting like it. And I feel like this is where Chelsea have the chance to capitalise. We've not won at Old Trafford in 12 years. That is insane. So actually 12, 13, right? That's ridiculous. That needs to end this weekend. And it's also a case on Chelsea's part, I must add, where when we got that result at home to Palace that wasn't good enough, but Palace were strong on the day, and we rectified that by going to West Ham and winning 5-1. Drawing 2-2 to Brentford after coming back from behind, and we should have picked up 3 points when we didn't. This is a chance for us to rectify it. Manchester United, though, in isolation, do have a tendency to show up in a big game. But we had this conversation for the derby, didn't we? When they played Man City.
Yeah.
And they didn't show up. So, more of the same, please, United.
Mate,
Amorim's still in the job.
I thought they were going to win one of those two, and they got absolutely destroyed and slaughtered by Haaland and Man City.
Yep.
So, I just hope... Do you know what? I feel like I'm still in a semi-sense of denial about Manchester United. I actually think they're worse than I think they are. And
yes.
I think that is just something that, like, history will constantly remind me not to rule them out, not to jump the gun, not to say that they can't beat X, Y, or Z. And I think on any given day, not to show too much disrespect here to Man United, but Old Trafford, like, their fans are great. Like, they've got some of the best away following in the world, for sure. And when Old Trafford is behind them, it's a horrible place to go. And the first goal in this game will be absolutely everything.
Agreed.
And my one concern from a Chelsea perspective, it's Maresca might be too nervous to change the things I think he needs to change. For example, I think Santos has got to start. I think Achampong's got to start. And I think Garnacho's got to start. I think Neto, Enzo, and Tosin should come out. If we start with the same team that played against Bayern, I think United will start fast, and I think we will see that Chelsea played football on Wednesday night in Munich. I'm nervous. That's
an interesting call that you've made about Garnacho there, because I agree with everything you've said, except I would bring Garnacho off the bench. And I would do, and you know what? Maresca did allude to Garnacho starting in the press conference. So we did mention. He did also talk about his dad being a fisherman for 50 odd years at the age of 75. So very interesting press conference. Very Jose-esque of him to speak the way that he did as well. Very, very interesting.
Bold.
Yeah, very bold. Good to see. But I would bring Garnacho off the bench, and I would do that because I would want us to have the game under control, and then for Garnacho to put the final nail in the coffin. That would be poetry. You know, if United are struggling and then they look to the side and they see Garnacho with 15 minutes to go or 20 minutes to go is now coming off the bench, they're like, oh, crap. You know, and then he scores the final goal. I mean, that would be just... And then he does a celebration where he sits on the advertising stand. And like, come on, man. That would be mint. So let's see what Chelsea can do on the day. But Manchester United... If we're talking about United, that's man for man, or Amorim, who's under so much pressure, what are you expecting from them? And who are you looking out for in terms of their players, if there's any threat?
I mean, they've signed good players. Like, I don't think Seshko is a bad signing. I just don't think he's working yet. And Mbeumo is a very good player. He got denied by a world-class goalkeeper last week from scoring a wonderful goal at the Etihad. And other than that, like Bruno Fernandes, we know is good. I don't like him. I'll say this every time. I always caveat it with one and the other, right? He's a good player, but I just don't like him as a footballer. This is what I mean about the denial thing. Like, I want to say that I'm actually really nervous about this game. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm nervous because I actually think Chelsea have to win.
Yes,
and
we do.
Part of me expects Man United to just show up because that's what they'll do, and then they'll go and lose the next game. Like, it's your score first. I'm still deciding what I want to put.
I was ready.
There's going to be a yellow card potentially there.
I was ready.
Do you have your cards ready?
No, but I was ready. Like, I was ready to just go, you've been booked, but no,
I'll
well
show
done.
you. Here we go. You remember this one? Here's the yellow card. This is what the yellow card looks like. What a shit like that.
I will say, because Amorim is so stubborn in this way that he wants to force through, he doesn't want to change the way United are playing. He doesn't want to change his system. He doesn't want to change anything. With the way that he sets up and the back three and mainly Dorgu, Mazraoui, or whoever's playing as wing backs technically, I feel like whoever's playing as our wingers are going to make the difference on that day, because there's going to be space to try and get in behind that back three. I think they're vulnerable. I think we're quicker than them, especially if they play Luke Shaw. Please play Luke Shaw, please, because that could be Esteval having a field day. So wow. I will say that this is exactly what I'm saying. Tactically, I feel like our front line, specifically our wingers, are going to be the ones to turn to, and hopefully some cross diagonals landing to them will get us some space. And that is why my expectation is high of him, and that is why I am going with Manchester United 1. Chelsea 3.
Wow. That would be unreal. And I just want to say this now. We've got to plug this. We'll be live for the Merseyside Derby, but tomorrow's stream at the Belgian Beer Cafe in Al Barsha, Dubai is going to be the biggest and the best one yet. It's an earlier kickoff. Kickoff is 8:30, I think, Dubai time.
Yep.
So come along.
5:30 UK. Yep.
And I'm going to say that Chelsea are going to win 2-1. I think it's going to be really tough. I think it's going to be a scrappy game of football. And I'm going to say Garnacho is going to score the winner, because I just think I need that in my life. And I think from a support perspective, in his life, Garnacho needs it too. Imagine going and scoring a goal that at the club that despise you now, and the club that have just bought you, a large portion of I'm not going to say a majority or a quantify it, but a large portion of the Chelsea fan base were never in favour of you joining. You could do so much for your personal life and your career by winning this game for us this weekend. That's all I'm going to say on the matter.
And it would 2-1. It would cement all players that leave Man United do better when they leave. And it would be poetic to do it against United at Old Trafford as a Chelsea man. So.
And sit on the hoardings, please.
Please do it.
Do it.
Please do it.
Do it. Let's move on, Big Eunice, to Fulham versus Brentford. And after that long conversation about Man United Chelsea, because it is a big game, West London Derby, Fulham are going to win 1-0 again.
You know what? Yeah, no, Fulham, this is a very, very even tie, to be honest, even in terms of results. They're basically neck and neck. So just Fulham with the home advantage, really. I expect Fulham to get a win. I expect this is the West London derby no one really talks about. Do you know what I mean? It is a derby, but I feel like Fulham should have more about them at home than Brentford offer coming away to Fulham. For that reason, I reckon a Fulham win as well.
What's the score?
Is it your score? Or is it mine?
No, I've already given it. I said 1-0.
1-0. I'm gonna go 2-0. I think a nice day for Fulham at home.
That's a very nice day in West London. Bournemouth versus Newcastle. We talked about Newcastle in the previous video we uploaded earlier today, Champions League roundup. Yep. Newcastle played very well against Barcelona, but they will undoubtedly feel this one. I mean, firstly, Football on a Thursday night in the Champions League? Nah, I'm sorry. I'm not about it. I'm not about it. It should be a Tuesday and a Wednesday. I know there's more games now. I know there's more teams now. But Newcastle will be furious with this, surely. Like, they'd want this to be a Monday night kickoff. Bournemouth away as well.
Yep. And Bournemouth have been doing really well. Really well. We saw their result against Brighton, even away from home against Spurs. They're currently sitting fourth. They have something really good about them. Newcastle, I think, are going to suffer. And it's specifically for that point alone. And I completely agree. Champions League football should not belong on a Thursday. You know, the whole point of playing Thursdays was, you don't play in the Champions League. You play in the UEFA Cup, which is now the Europa League. You play in the Europa League. You play Conference League. You play on Thursdays. Now, because there's too many games, and it means TV time and TV money, they got to spread it out across 3 days. It's just crazy. This is nonsensical.
Madness.
But Newcastle will suffer. And I feel like what they put in against Barcelona was Newcastle at their best, giving everything. To maintain that level away from home against a decent Bournemouth side makes me think that they're not going to win this game, I'll be honest.
It's your score.
I am going to go Bournemouth 2, Newcastle 1.
I'm going to have to say the same score. I think this was the game that I was the most convinced about the scoreline. Like, I actually wrote all of mine down beforehand. And that's what I've always thought going into this. I try not to like sway my opinion with these predictions, but obviously, like, when we talk about it, sometimes I will change my mind. But I think 2-1 Bournemouth as well. Bournemouth are just a good team, and I think when you've got a team that have energy like Bournemouth do, it can be very difficult for a tired side to cope with them. So that's why I'm saying 2-1.
Agreed.
Sunderland versus Villa, mate. I did not understand until I just checked the table. Aston Villa haven't scored a goal.
No.
Not a single one in 4 matches. That is mental.
And they're sitting in 19th because of it.
Yeah, that's mad.
Are we crazy to come into this game thinking Sunderland are favourites?
This is kind of where I'm... I mean, no, it's not a crazy thing to think, is it? I'm just going to throw it out there now. I don't think Unai Emery is the guy to go on these like mad, bad runs. This Aston Villa team, I don't think are as bad as a collective, like as a whole, as these results have suggested. And I think with Sunderland, like, they did very well to draw 0-0 at Palace. I think that's a great result for them. A clean sheet away from home against a good organised team shows that there's so much quality there. I think there might be goals in this game, despite Aston Villa's bad record. But I think we won't be talking about this again after the weekend, because I think Villa are going to win 3-1.
Oh. Sunderland are unbeaten at home.
Sunderland. They are. And the home form is going to be very key for them.
And Aston Villa's away record, like I mentioned last predictions video, from last season is poor. Overall, it's poor. And I think in the form that they're in right now, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure if they're going to get something at Sunderland, I'll be honest. Sunderland are the one team that I looked at in terms of the ones that got promoted, and I looked at their business and thought, yeah, they've done really well. To get themselves up to a Premier League standard, they've done really well. I think Sunderland get something from this game.
Wow.
Yeah. I think Villa score, finally, but I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1, okay.
Yeah.
So I've got a question for you. If Aston Villa lose this game, is there any pressure on Unai Emery's job? And would that come at the perfect time for him to go to Manchester United?
Oh, that's a shout. No. Shh. Don't say that. No, throw that in the bin. Guys, no one talk about that. No one talk about it. Look, we need Gareth Southgate to come in for Ruben Amorim, not Unai Emery.
We do.
Not Unai Emery. I'll be honest. I think Unai Emery's a good manager. I don't know what's going on with Aston Villa. Just a poor start. I think they'll get themselves back on track. I just think it's still early. But it's not a good start at all. But the pressure on job, there might be ramblings if they were to lose this game. I think it will start the conversation. But no, they're not just going to get rid of Unai Emery this quickly because of a poor start. No.
No, I agree. And by the way, I just want to clarify, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm just purely throwing it out there to get you lot chatting about it. The biggest game of the weekend. Actually, is it the biggest game of the week? Yeah, it's the biggest game of the weekend.
Yeah, it is. It is. Technically, it is. There's Liverpool, Everton,
Arsenal,
United, Chelsea,
Man City.
but Arsenal, City.
Yeah, this is massive, mate. To be fair, it's your score first for this one, but I'll set you up a little bit for this.
Yeah.
This game means more for Arsenal than it does for Man City. And in my opinion, the reason for that is Arsenal right now still got to prove a big point to everybody. Man City, I don't actually think are going to be in the title race this season. So for Arsenal, they are the team that are naturally the closest to Liverpool. And I think Liverpool, will destroy Man City this season. I think both matches, Liverpool will beat City. So for Arsenal, I don't think they can afford to drop points here. And if they do, I think they'll be really, really concerned about it, having already lost to Liverpool.
I agree and disagree. I agree with your sentiment on Arsenal. I disagree on City. I think City have to win this. If I understand where you're coming from because I agree with you. I don't think City will be in the title race. But City don't believe that, surely. Like City will look and go, nah, we have to be. Do you know what I mean? We have to be in this title race without question. As George will come back on screen very shortly. Thankfully, I'm the one talking. But with Manchester City, I think they're looking at this going, if we don't win this game, then at that point, yeah, we can count ourselves out of the title race. And we can't allow that to happen. Because right now, the gap between City and Liverpool is 6 points. And we've only played 4 games, and it's already 6 points. Imagine if that goes up to 9. Now we're talking in terms of...
Quite easily could.
It could easily, yeah, very easily. If Liverpool beat Everton and City lose to Arsenal, boom, 9 points behind already. You ain't winning the title when that sort of thing happens. So I think for this, it's technically almost like a final for Man City. There's also an advantage that City have coming into this, is that they played their Champions League game at home. So they're not travelling anywhere. Arsenal have had to come back from Spain, come back from Bilbao. They got a job done, but they're going to be at home for this one. I feel like Arsenal are in a good place. I feel like even if Arsenal win this, though, it doesn't cement them going in and, they're going to win the league. Because if you remember last season, if I'm not mistaken, if it was last season, they beat City at home. If I'm not mistaken, if it was 2-1. For Arsenal, it's not going to be a case of game by game. It's going to be a case of where are they in March? Where are they in April? And then do you have the facilities and do you have the capability to not bottle it? That's where Arsenal will start getting scrutinised. I think they can definitely get themselves to the point of April where they're in the title race. They can, and I think they will. But from that point onwards, will they?
It was 5-1.
Oh, okay. So I've got the two muddled up because prior to that, they also beat City at home. That was 2-1. So they've technically got a good record here.
Yeah.
Right? That's where I don't think it cements Arsenal's journey in the title race. What I will say for this game, though, is I do think Arsenal will win. I do. I think Arsenal will be a bit too much for City. I think they're the ones that have a bit more stability. They've got better form. They've got a better dynamic. They've got better balance. And unlike Man United, Arsenal have what it takes to be able to stop City from coming through. And that's why I feel, you know what? I'm going to be a bit bold here as well. I'm going to say Arsenal 2, City 0.
2-0.
2-0.
Wow. I mean, Arsenal defensively have looked very good. I've actually seen people starting to come out of the woodwork saying, if any team can ever challenge Chelsea's phenomenal record,
here we go again.
14 goals, just shut up.
Have a day off.
5 games into the season, and you lot want to come out with this nonsense just because you fancy Arsenal at this point. I'm telling you, it's got to be some kind of physical attraction thing. I'm telling you, I'm sick of it.
To be fair, they've so far, right, 4 games, they've conceded 1 goal.
Very good.
That is very good.
And I think they'll concede 1 more here. I think Haaland's in good form, but I also think Arsenal are going to win, and I think they're going to win very easily. Arsenal 3, Man City 1.
There we are.
I think it is job done in the title race for Manchester City and a big step forward and a great week for Mikel Arteta's Arsenal. That wraps up another week of Premier League predictions. Let's go through. Eunice, tell everybody what to expect from us this weekend, because obviously there's massive games, which means there's massive watch-alongs.
There are. Obviously, we done our Champions League roundup, so go and check that out from earlier on today. We've got the Liverpool-Everton watch-along that we're doing together. Later on tomorrow, then we're doing from the Belgian Beer Cafe in Barsha Heights, Grand Millennium. If you are in Dubai, pop by. If you're not, then tune in. And we're doing the watch-along for Manchester United-Chelsea with the Chelsea crowd and the Chelsea Supporters Club here in the UAE, so that's going to be amazing. And then Sunday, how can we not do Arsenal-Man City? We'll be sure to watch that and see what happens and whether we get all our results correct or whether we've blown it. So make sure you're tuning in. Make sure you're subbed.
All right. Make sure you're subscribed. We'll see you lot in the next one. Bye-bye.